Hey, cheers. It's so good to be back. I haven't uploaded a video in probably about 8 months. I was like, next week. And then 8 months later, here we are. It's been a really fun, exciting summer and fall and winter, and now we're almost in spring. Okay, so essentially, what happened is that summer vacation happened. Summer vacation happens, everybody's at the house all the time. I've got 2 kids. So I was like, okay, as soon as I go back to school, I'll start recording, and then we started remodeling the house, which meant that I had to move into a studio. So I have a studio now, so I'll have to do a whole thing where I introduce you to the studio. I did another show, sold some work around Christmas, and the holidays happened. The holidays are crazy, and then I had to catch up after the holidays. But I decided today I'm gonna record. So a million things have happened. I have so many things to talk about, and it's been really, really exciting. I've recently been lucky enough to become involved with the Handweaving Academy, which is a new school that was started by Tien Chiu and Janet Dawson, who are both amazing weavers. They've been really, really great. Just through various twists of fate or whatever, they invited me to help be kind of like a, what is it? Like, so just somebody to help make sure that there's a rigid heddle weaver in their school, because it's mostly floor loom weavers or table loom weavers, but they also want to invite rigid heddle weavers in. One of the things I do for the Handweaving Academy is do some graphic design work, but photography. It's very full circle. I'm a weaver because I wanted to make textiles for photography. Then I ended up falling in love with weaving, and it turns out that it's just really handy that I have the equipment to be able to take the photos of the work I'm doing and also be able to take photos of other weavers' work. So in this box, it's a box of Tien's weaving. Okay, so we're unboxing Tien's weaving. It's gonna be really, really awesome. And I thought it would be super fun to just do it, shoot a video, and we could see what's in this magic box, because if you know Tien's work, you know it's freaking incredible. I mean, it's like kind of out of this world, and that it's in here. So, you know, of course, if I have my martini, I'm gonna open up this box with my wine key, because it won't be too sharp, right? Okay, are we ready? Are we ready for this? Okay, if you've read Tien's blog, you know that she did those dye samples, which was actually how I learned about her, because I was mixing colors a few years ago, and I was doing some internet research on dyeing fabrics, and I found all of her color samples, and I actually used them as a reference. I was having a really hard time getting a dark blue from the colors I was using, and then I looked at her colors. I'm like, oh, she's not getting a dark blue either, so I actually have to use a different blue to get a dark blue. You know, it was really cool. It was so handy. Okay, so here we go. And this box is heavy too. This is a dense box. Ooh, okay, the first thing is a tag that says Gorgeous Gradients, 10-2 triple curved. Exciting. Okay, so like I said, the first thing that's gonna be in here are, I don't know if you could see this, it's a rainbow of dye samples. Do you see that? So many dye samples. So anyway, yeah, I wonder, like, look at all these beautiful, like, that's the color I was trying to get, this blue. How did she get that blue? I don't know, let's see. Oh yeah, she used a mixing blue, a blue MX 2G. So I was using turquoise, it just was not working. And then mixing red and sun yellow. Cool. Okay, well, there we go. And there's more. And there's more. Oh my gosh. And there's white too. I love that. I love that there's It's like, that's so precise. I love it. Like, here you go, just so you know. Because it's true, I mean, you need to know what your base color is because cottons could come in different shades, you know, and even whites. Whites could be really different from each other. Okay, so we have a ton of those. That's fun. A lovely little Leclerc bobbin with a wonderful filled bobbin. I actually took a floor loom class. Oh my God, it's so cute. Ah, I love it. I got to go up to Vashon last month and I got to hang out with Janet Dawson and her mom, and it was amazing. And I did nothing all week but weave, record videos of people, weave, take photos. It was amazing. So I actually now I know how to use a floor loom, and I have done projects on a floor loom. I was a little bit afraid that if I, you know, it was kind of like I would get onto a floor loom and I would never want to go back, but I really like my rigid huddles. Like, it was really cool. It was cool to kind of compare the two different looms and how they felt. They also put me on the biggest loom. It was so huge. It was like I think it's like a 16 shaft Macomber, and it was like all of the shafts were held together with these chains, and it was like a piano. Like, there was just treadles all along the bottom, and I was laughing so hard because I usually work with like this, this huge thing. It was pretty funny. Okay, so I know, you guys ready? Ready to see what we have? A lot of these things I think are going to be samples, because that's what she asked me to shoot. So it looks like we've got some twills in different colors. Those are pretty. And another thing of twills. Isn't that rad? That's really cool. All right, so that's one set of samples. And it looks like we've got some hand-dyed samples here too. I remember these from before. It's cool that she does this too on the back. Isn't that rad? So you could see the warp and the weft. It's really cool. It's a really cool way of doing it. Anyway, that one's gorgeous. Oh, Sal. Sorry, my dog is kind of crazy. Yeah, don't you dare start barking. There's this beautiful rainbow twill. That is very cool. And another one right there. It makes little diamonds. And there's gonna be a lot. I'm just gonna pull each one out. Oh yeah, she sent these ones before. Oh, something similar, but this is cool. You can take those from plain weave to a twill. So these are all things that I will be laying out, taking photos of. Oh my gosh, this is really cool. They're almost like a little cowl. It's, do you see that? It's pretty awesome. That is really cool. And it looks like, no, it's different colors for the warp and the weft. Let's see here. Okay, more rainbow samples. Another little rainbow sample. And this represents just a mind-boggling amount of work. Oh, this is really cool. This is like a 1-3 twill, so see how it's black on this side and then yellow on that side, or rainbow on this side. That's really awesome. It's like the same weave that denim jeans come in. And there's this one. And I don't even know what to say. I'm like, oh yeah. This is really cool. I love this piece. I think I took photos of this one. You can't really see it, but like there's actually areas that do this little color and weave railroading effect. It's really pretty. Ooh, now we're getting into different colors. Oh, these are for gorgeous gradients. So this is a class that she teaches. It does like a little weave along for it. Whoa! Where it gives this impression of a gradient. And it's sort of a mathematical method that she uses. So even with plain weave, you end up with something that has a lot of motion and a lot of like intrigue. It's really cool. It was a really good class. I don't think she's doing it anymore because now everything is moving over to Handweaving Academy. So I'm going to kind of start flipping through this a little bit faster. So as you can see, I'm going to be taking tons of pictures of samples. Usually, oh my gosh, I just hit the greens. It's like a rainbow in here. All right, so here's, oh, well, it is a rainbow in here. That's what it is. And then here's some more. Look at how cool those are. Look at those amazing twills. So cool. This one's really rad too. Ah, it's incredible. It's like, how could you have this in your life and not be super happy? I mean, life's amazing. This is so nuts. So nuts. Okay, now we're into these greens. I've been super into green lately. I don't know why, but there's more. And let's see here, and more. It's like, I don't know. It's so awesome. And then this is what is this red and green. Oh my gosh, look at that. The purple and green is really cool. Looks like just like an overshot pattern almost, right? And then, or overshotty, I don't know. And then there's this one right here with the red and the green, which she calls like, was it the maws of hell or something? Because of the way it kind of hurts your eyes when the green and the red are next to each other. She does a really good job of explaining why that happens, which is really cool. Ooh, these are cool. Like these. They're like little coasters. They're so cool. Yeah, these will be so fun to shoot. I like that one too. All right. Okay, so you see my great growing thing of cloth. Okay, what else do we have? More. So this is cool because it's different value work. So there's the rainbow against white, the same warp with black, and the same warp with gray. Isn't that cool? It's so interesting how much bright it looks against black, how washed out it looks. Not washed out in a bad way, but you know, the white lightens it, and then the gray kind of like almost makes it almost iridescent because the values are so similar to each other. That's so cool. All right, so there's, oh my gosh, this one's got a fringe. Oh, I love it. I love the fringe. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. I love it. That's adorable. And more. If you weave a lot, you will end up, like I have got my own box of samples. It's not nearly as impressive, but sometimes I'm like, what am I gonna do with all these? And I have this, don't think it's a full shawl, but it is, oh yeah, that's awesome. It's a really lovely piece. That's really cool. I like the way that it goes into these thick braids. It's really soft too. And here's some more reds and oranges. Oh, and this is some more of the gorgeous gradients work. So there's ones with one kind of stripe, and like this is the stripes going on both sides. But it's so cool. It's so cool the effect you could get with just two colors, right? And I like how she has these all grouped up by their color. I love this big, huge pile. All right, and then we have, I'm looking for a shawl in here too. Oh, more of these. These are like the colors I love. I love rusty colors. And like, ooh, yeah. Kind of like woodland nymph kind of color tones are really cool. And once again, you can see she puts the warp and the weft on there as a record of what it looks like. which is so great. Ooh, blue and white. And these look like, are they 10-2 or 16-2 cotton? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's 10-2. And this is really cool too. Just blue, like, it's like a very snowy day. Oh, right. Okay, so now we have some finished pieces. I have, okay, well, we'll, oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta move this whole thing. So those are all the samples. All right, but look at this. Are you guys ready? What is this? I have to move my cocktail. I mean, right, let's do that. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Look at this side. Also awesome. My gosh, that is just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I'll have to ask her what it is. It's really, I'm gonna guess that the warp at least is silk. It feels silky. It has that kind of grab, you know, when you touch silk and it kind of almost sticks to you. It has that feeling, but also has this sort of warmth. And so I wonder if there's kind of like a, I don't know, a cashmere kind of weft to it. And also look at how floaty it is. It's so floaty. Like that drape is like, that's pretty sexy drape. Yeah, amazing. Amazing, so cool. All right, so that's gonna be really easy to shoot. The hard part about taking photos of textiles is trying to get that drape. It can be a little bit tricky. And, ooh, this one's really cool too. So yeah, that is really awesome. I love that smooth gradient going on in the middle. And it looks like it's the same materials as the other one, so it's definitely silk. It might be 100% silk. I don't know. We'll have to ask. I should go grab my phone. And I could text her and be like, what is this? All right, and one more. One more. Ooh, yeah, it's really soft, guys. It's really soft. I love this one. I've seen her hold this one up before in video calls, which is really cool. It's so beautiful. It's like so dramatic and organic. And yeah, it's really lovely. Yeah, it's beautiful. Dang. Nice work, Tien. Nice work. Okay, so the last thing in here is probably going to be a little bit boring, but I'm excited about it. I have to weave a sample scarf for the weave along that's coming up. We have a weave along coming up around mid-March. So there are tons of, basically it's free supplies. It's just right now what we're learning in the academy is about how to use muted and neutral colors, which is kind of funny that the same person who's mastered this is like, no, we're gonna work with these, which is great because I actually really like more neutral colors. I mean, I like everything. But anyway, so what I'll be doing is making the rigid heddle version and also teaching a class on how we're gonna adapt a floor loom design, even though it's plain weave, but it's plain weave at like, it's 8-2 cotton at 18 EPI. So they're like, oh, or somebody will be like, oh, it's, you know, a plain weave, 2 shafts, you could do it on a rigid heddle, but we can't do 18 EPI, so we have to kind of like, there's different ways that we have to adapt that project. And what's really cool is talking to Tien with her looms that do the really crazy stuff. I don't know exactly which looms these are. I wish we had her here to talk about them, but you know, our looms are on opposite ends. I've got the most simple of looms, and she has the most complicated of jacquard and like computer controlled looms. And we'll get a draft. Like, she has to have other people weave these super simple samples because it just doesn't, her loom thinks differently. And then I have to weave these samples in a certain way because my loom thinks differently. And then we'll be like kind of comparing notes about like the differences between the different looms. And like, I don't know, it's really cool to see that every loom has its limits and every loom has its abilities. And even just a very simple plain weave draft at a very specific EPI like this could throw over. This is gonna kind of take a jacquard loom and kind of confuse it a bit, and it's gonna take a rigid heddle loom. It's gonna confuse it a bit. So you have to kind of adapt the project for your equipment. So anyway, which is why loom snobbery I think is really dumb. Because it's like, I don't know, you should work on what you like to work on and make the kinds of weavings you like to make, because this is very different than I would ever work. I love it. I think it's freaking amazing. But I'm also like, the things that make me excited to weave are very different. I'm sure for Tien, she would look at my weaving and be like, I don't really want to do that. You know, I want to do this stuff, you know. So it's really cool to have like a lot of different voices in the room, everybody with these very different styles. And no one is better than the other. Well, okay, Tien's is better. I'll just like, I think that's kind of a no-brainer, you know. But if you don't weave like Tien, you know, she's a go big or go home, you know, like you put it all in, or, you know, she doesn't sleep, I don't think, or she sleeps really well. She probably doesn't drink martinis every single day, I'm gonna guess. So anyway, I think that's it. I don't know what else to say. So tomorrow later, I'm gonna go get my strobes from the studio. We're gonna talk about the equipment that I use to shoot them and my theories and philosophies when I go through and photograph work like this. And I will trip over my words a lot because that's what I do. And I think that is it. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. This was super fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully, maybe I will shoot different weaver stuff and I'll get to do more of these because that'd be really, really fun. All right, cheers, everybody. Bye. Hope. Okay, is that it? That's it. Oh, geez, did it get dark while I was recording somehow? Oh, fuck.